I got this crazy Michael Jordan story. I used to cut hair at the crib. Used to have like so many different people at the house, you know, and I'd have some crazy Jordan fanatics. I was actually just reading this book, but I know The Last Dance is premiering right now. I'm actually missing it because I'm trying to work on this course we're dropping. But this story is crazy. So I was at the crib. I had a client pull up. My homie was there. So I had a homie that wore Jordan 24/7, but all of it was fake. He would literally only buy fakes, and he would wear them out. And once he wore the shoe out, he would cut the logo, the Jordan logo out, and just glue it to like garments. You know, he'd glue it to his pants or glue it to his hoodie or whatnot. He was chilling at the crib. He had his fake Jordans at the front of my house. One of my next clients came. He came through, and we were just chilling. I think we were chilling in the room playing 2K, waiting for the dude to come and cut his hair. And this is how powerful Jordan's brand is, you know, and his followers is crazy. The Jordan brand followers. This isn't Michael Jordan fans. This is Jordan brand followers. This guy was just there, and I saw him looking at like the shoes, my boy's shoes, heavy, and I'm like, and he's looking at me like kind of asked me a question, but I couldn't tell. I walk over to him. I leave my room and I walk to go see the guy, and I'm just like, "What's good?" And he's like, "Bro, whose shoes are these?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're my homies. Why?" He's like, "They're fake." He kept the shoe, walked into my room, which was the barber shop at the time, and he's like, "Yo, bro, you're wearing fake Jordans. I'm gonna burn these." My homie was like, what are you talking about, bro? He was like, he was mad, bro. He started getting mad about the fact that my homie was wearing fake shoes. All this to say, like, I had to tone down because I had to cut the dude's hair. But the vibe was dead. Like, it was just so disrespectful. And it was funny because both sides felt disrespected, even though I thought, like, whatever, my boys wearing fake Jordans, whatever. But the other guy is like mad because my boys wearing fake Jordans. Like, he was known for only wearing Jordan, and nobody ever picked up on that except that one guy. And that was the time when everybody was just like, everybody was selling Jordans, but nobody was telling you that they were fake Jordans. Yeah, that's my weird Jordan story. So I was just on Instagram and I was going through the stories, and I see my homie's getting a haircut, you know, and he's been begging me for a haircut for a minute. But obviously this whole quarantine thing is just not the right thing to do. But anyways, this guy was getting a cut on IG Live, and I'm like, "Yo, bro, how much you pay for that cut?" Because it's in a house, it's in somebody's house, not in a shop or nothing. And he's like, $30, and he was happy about it. You know, he's like, "Yo, that's $30," and the cut was fresh. You know, it was mad fresh. So I'm like, $30. I'm like, "You went to his house or he came to your house?" And he's like, "He came to my house." I'm like, "Dude went to your house to cut your hair? Who is this?" You know, and I was thinking like, this had to be like a kid, you know? And he's like, "No, it's my barber from the area," you know? And I'm just like, how he charge you the same price he charges you at the shop to come to your house and cut your hair? I was just kind of like dumbfounded, you know? And this always brings it back to, as barbers, do we respect this? You know what I mean? Do we really understand? Like, I think it comes down to understanding our value, but do we really respect this? Because for him to go to my homie's house and cut his hair for the same price that he charges at the shop, bruh, that means you do not see any value added in that travel. It's not the client that really dictates anything that has to do with that, the value of a haircut. It's not your clients that really do that. I don't know how to put this, but barbers don't respect it enough. So it ends up having a domino effect where it doesn't affect everybody's business, but it makes the business look bad, period. You know what I mean? Where outsiders, so barbers disrespect the game, and then outsiders, because they see barbers are holding themselves to low standards and low values, just mirror that. You know what I mean? And they're just like, okay, yeah, so if you do this and you don't respect it, then obviously we're not going to respect it. And that's what happens when new barbers jump into the game, and it's like, you're just going to be a barber? That's what your parents say. That's what your homies say. Yeah? You should stay in school. You know, enough people ask me this all the time, you know, like, is this all you do? And I'm just like, bro, what do you mean is this all I do? What do you you mean? Like, and in my head, I'm just like, what are you talking? Because I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I do this. I really do this. But from an outsider looking, they're like, you can't really be doing this. You know, this isn't something that you can build anything off of. And it's because their last barber did not respect the game. Anyways, it's crazy. And I'm going to make another video because it's actually relatively simple. When I think about how to get your prices up as a barber, it's super simple. You could charge whatever the hell you want and give the most basic service. And it only takes a few details to make it $100 service. I'll make another video on that later. But anyways, what do you guys think about that? You know what I mean? $30 for a house call in quarantine season? I mean, you could at least quadruple that. You know what I mean? At least. You know, people always have this idea of what ownership represents. And like they think money, they think you're rich, they think everything's taken care of. You know what I mean? And they think it only takes a year. You know, they think it takes 6 months. It's fast results. But when I break this down, bro, this is like 5 years in the making. This has been built to survive even situations like this. Obviously, I can't dwell on what's happening right now. I can't control what's happening now. It's pretty much dead. You know what I mean? But I've always been thinking ahead from the get-go. You know what I mean? So what we have now with this shop, this was conceded. This was years ago that we kind of thought about this. You know what I mean? I wanted to have a barbershop. That's probably one of the first things any barber wants to do is have a barbershop. Like people see this and they don't really know what it means when we say ownership. And it has less to do with what you see on Instagram. It has more to do with, and when I say what you see on Instagram, I'm talking about like rich in 6 months, get rich quick scheme, or always having bread. Because at the end of the day, being an owner, being an entrepreneur, I hate to break it to you, but most cases you got no money, bro. Your business ties up all your money, all your energy. It ties up 80% of everything, you know. And at the end of the day, you still got to pay your taxes, not to mention the overhead. So this is real. When we come into a situation like the COVID-19 situation, what I'm thinking about right now is, yo, bro, we got to take dabs where we always wanted to take it, because that's all we could do right now. And we've always wanted a school. We've always wanted a school. Now, the school I want to build is not typical and it's not for everybody. I want to deal with people who are already making bread and help them double it. And this is the target market to begin with is barbers, obviously. So I've been behind the scenes for the past year. I haven't been cutting hair. I've just been seeing what's going on with the industry, what the new trends are and whatnot. And I've been doing things on the low that have high return. And what I want to do right now is I want to teach all the barbers that, you know, and I've been saying this thing for a lot lately, and it's like 6 figures or better. And that's the mentality barbers should have, 6 figures or better. I think it's definitely a $100,000 plus job. You can definitely be doing $500 to $1,500 to $2,000 days without selling your soul. That's what I want to focus on right now. And we have a lot of it done, and we're going to start enrolling soon. But that's what we're working on right now, you know. And we've always wanted a campus, academy. I've always loved the idea of university. It's going to happen, bro. It's going to happen.
Damps.